Every time you try to take a little time for yourself, does a voice show up whispering that you're being selfish, that you should be doing something for someone else? That's mom guilt. And today we're going to gently take its power away. Welcome back to the channel where women rise, the universe answers, and the stars are always conspiring in your favor. If your energy led you here today, trust it. It knew exactly what it was doing. And honestly, you're meant to be here. So let's begin. So, part one was about finding yourself again. But there's one thing that stops most of us from actually doing it: guilt. And let's talk about it. So, by the end of this, you'll see that taking care of yourself isn't taking away from your kids. It's one of the best things you can actually give them. This series is speaking to you. Make sure you have that notification bell on and make sure you subscribe so you always know when I post up a new video. So first off, I want to talk about where mom guilt comes from. So we're handed basically an impossible standard, and that meaning like being endlessly available, endlessly patient, and never needing anything from anyone. So guilt grows in the gap between that impossible standard and being a normal human with limits. So naming it actually really helps. So a lot of quote unquote mom guilt isn't true. It's just conditioning. So this goes on to my next topic, which is you can't pour from empty. So a depleted mom running on fumes can't show up the way she wants to, not because she's failing, but because she's human. So filling your own cup isn't taking away from your family's cup. It's what makes you able to keep filling theirs, and rest and joy aren't rewards that you earn after everyone else is handled. They're part of the maintenance, and you're modeling whether you mean to or not. By this, I mean that your kids are actively learning what a woman's life looks like by watching yours. So, including whether, she's allowed to matter or not. A daughter who sees her mom honor her own needs learns she's allowed to honor hers. A son learns to respect that too. So showing them a mom with a self isn't neglect. So it's actually one of the most powerful lessons you'll ever teach. I wanted to share one instance where my daughter, she started noticing, especially when I started taking care of myself. So when I would curl my hair, she would be like, "Oh, mom, why did you wake up and curl your hair? Or why did you put on makeup? Like, where are you going?" But then I just told her, "Oh, no, mommy just wants to feel better." And then that's when it's kind of like a lesson that's slowly becoming instilled in her, where it's like, oh, I have to get myself together and be prepared for the day. And so that's something that I'm instilling in her, and I hope for her to continue to carry on these types of habits, because it can really change your day and the outcome and the productivity of your day. So with mom guilt comes reframing the word selfish, right? So there's a difference between selfish and self-honoring. Selfish ignores others, whereas self-honoring includes you in the equation. So meeting your own needs isn't neglecting theirs, it's refusing to be the only person who doesn't count. So you are allowed to be a person and not just a service. And so this brings me to my final topic, which is permission slips that you are allowed to use. So you are allowed to take a break without earning it through exhaustion first. You're allowed to say, I need a minute, and let someone else handle it. And you're allowed to enjoy something that has nothing to do with being useful to anyone. I used to wear my exhaustion like proof that I was a good mom. Like, the more depleted I was, the more love it showed. And what I know now is that my kids didn't need me at empty. They need me whole. And taking care of myself is part of taking care of them. So here's your permission slip. Take the time without the guilt tax. Comment permission granted if you needed to hear this today. Next, we get into actually balancing it all: work, life, and everything in between. If you made it all the way here, that wasn't an accident either. Take what served you, leave the rest, and trust that the stars will bring us back together right on time. Until then, keep rising. Bye.